Nutty has a bad toothache. Big shocker. Thankfully, dentist Toothy is here to help. But did Toothy go to dental school, or is he just learning as he goes? Welcome back, Happy Tree fans. Today, we'll be looking at the 13 in the first internet season of Happy Tree Friends, Nuttin but the Tooth. This episode is the second appearance of Nutty, as well as the first episode to focus on Toothy specifically. This episode was released on April 2001. It was then published to YouTube on July 6, 2007. This episode is the first one to have the modern version of the blurbs, which is essentially a recut of the original episodes but with annotations that appear on random parts of that screen, which either state a fun fact, a joke, or an observation. While Spin Fun Knowin' Ya had something similar, it was originally called Popcorn Video, featuring differently styled bubbles and text. To my knowledge, Nuttin but the Tooth's blurb was posted to YouTube on April 11, 2012. So let's get into the actual episode, shall we? Toothy prepares to perform a dental treatment on Nutty, who has an aching cavity. Toothy tries to get it out, but as you can see, Toothy is not a good dentist. Apparently, according to the Popcorn Video in Spin Fun, Toothy's actually wanted in 7 states for impersonating a dentist. Anyway, at one point, Toothy tries to eject Novocaine right through Nutty's left cheek. Why did he do that? I dunno. He then drills a hole through the back of Nutty's head. Now I see why he's wanted. When nothing works, he opts for the old-fashioned solution. Tie one end of a string around Nutty's rotten tooth, and the other to Lumpy's doorknob. Lumpy opens the door, ripping Nutty's lower half clean off. It took an extra few seconds for the rotten tooth to come out, though. The episode's moral is brush after every meal. Finally, a moral that actually makes sense. This episode has a survival rate of 100%. While Toothy messes up Nutty's jaw, they both survived, alongside Lumpy, who makes a brief cameo. However, this wasn't always the plan, which we will get to later. This episode expands on the consequences of Nutty's candy addiction. Here, you see that he has developed a cavity. This isn't the only time Nutty having cavities has been referenced, as his old MySpace page from an internet archive states that Nutty has 14 dental cavities. His Collect Them All card also has a cavity meter, which is filled up all the way. If he has more cavities than the amount of candy he wears, as well as eating it at all times, something must be up. On Toothy's end, this is one of those times where he's characterized by his teeth. What do I mean by this? Well, Toothy doesn't have much of a strong personality, to the extent that it could be argued that his own episodes wouldn't change if someone else was given those roles. This is even exploited in the writing process in some episodes, as they would originally feature Toothy in the storyboard, only for him to be replaced in the final episode. Toothy doesn't even have the luxury of his own episode in the TV series, which could have given him a defining gimmick that sets him apart from the others. However, one of the few distinctives Toothy has is his gap teeth, and for that reason, he's often likened to teeth. His fun fact states that he flosses excessively. He has a toothbrush in his starring card of season 3 onwards. He has his fair share of tooth injuries, and he's commonly noted for his big buck teeth. This episode is the first to focus on Toothy specifically, and I think he fits the dentist role quite well. It's a genius idea that, for a dentist-themed episode, they chose Toothy as the dentist and the sugar addict, Nutty, as the patient. Another interesting fact about Nuttin but the Tooth is that, like the previous episode, it has unused alternative endings. The first ending, which is apparently the first ending the crew had come up with, has Toothy rip Nutty's head apart with a car jack due to Toothy mistaking an instruction booklet for cars for his dentist kit. The second one has Toothy jump into Nutty's jaw and swat the tooth with a golf club, sending it into a hole. Overall, I think this episode was funny. Toothy messing up Nutty while being his dentist makes for a very entertaining episode. The ending could be seen from a mile away, but it was still a funny way to wrap up the episode nonetheless. I give this episode 4 rotten tooths out of 5. If you enjoyed this review, feel free to drop a like and subscribe to the GT Behind the Scenes channel if you so desire.